if you are dealing with a sick animal. So I just recently lost my little Chihuahua Pumpkin after 16 years. And although he wasn't sick, he did have some heart stuff, which he was on medicine for. And I think he had congestive heart failure, which is a process that there's medicine for. But he had lived a very long life. And towards the end, I knew that he was getting ready to leave. And the one thing I like to say, because when you're in that predicament and you have a pet that maybe it's sick and you know that the end is near, or they're older and they're showing signs that the end is near, it puts you in a really sad space. And obviously we would love our pets to live forever. Like I know I would, but we also know that's not reality. And we also know that, or I know, and well, this is what I believe, that, you know, we're here in life and we are eternal. And so when we move on and we come back. And I believe that with animals too. But what I found that was really helpful to me, and that's why I'm doing this video, because being in this headspace, sometimes you feel lonely and no one really understands what you're going through when you're at risk of losing your pet. And the one thing I did with Pumpkin at the end, because I knew that, you know, well, and I kind of felt like I knew, but I didn't know, but I kind of felt, but I spoke to him, and obviously not out loud, but in my mind. And I basically said to him, like, you know, dude, when you're ready, like, you know, it's okay. I'm ready too. I really fucking wasn't ready, but I had said that to him. And the reason why I said that to him, because animals pick up energy, they do. And they read your energy. And a lot of times they stick around a lot longer for us, their owner, because they know how much we love them, even though they're ready to go probably much sooner than we want them to. And so I just know by having that conversation with him, it was kind of like giving him permission to let go. Still fucking sucks, man. But the reason why I'm saying this is because I was at a party the other night and I was telling the story of Pumpkin and how I had said that to him. And I had said to him that I'm not putting you down, so you need to go on your own. And listen, if he had showed signs that he needed to cross the Rainbow Bridge, I was open for that. So I basically said that, you know, you got to go on your own. But I was telling someone at a party this the other night, and I was just talking about it, you know, nonchalantly. And what was interesting is when I got up from the table, this person who I wasn't talking to, but that happened to be in the crowd, they came up to me and they said, oh, can you tell me again what you did with your dog? And I said, what do you mean? And they said, well, what you said to it. Because I have, and this is what they told me, they said, I have an 18-year-old cat that is not doing well, and I feel the same way. So I said, and I said, that's a horrible place to be, and I felt for him. But I had said that, you know, just having a conversation with your animal and letting them know it's okay to go. And letting them know that you're ready to let them go. Again, we're never ready to let them go. But when you clean up that energy and you give your animal permission to move on, it is so like releasing and relieving. And it's like you taking control of the situation by allowing your animal to know that it's okay. Again, it's never okay. But I realized something as simple as that, as talking, and Pumpkin actually, he passed, I would say, like within a couple of days after that. Now, maybe that was a fluke, I don't know, but I had another Chihuahua back in the day that was sick with lymphoma, and she died at like 8, and the same thing. While she was declining and she was getting weaker, I said the same thing to her. And I said, dude, whenever you're ready, you can go, okay? I'm not putting you down. So what I'm telling you is the importance of talking to your animals. And I don't even think I've verbally said it. I think I mentally said it, but just getting to the point where you're allowing your animal to go. Because I will tell you this, I wish Pumpkin lived forever, but he was weak. He still ate, he still peed and pooped, but I knew he was weak. I did know he was weak. And so to be in that space of, are they going to pass soon? Is it tomorrow? Is it next week? It's like when you're in that in-between stage, that's torture too. And part of me, not that I didn't want him to live forever, which I knew he wasn't, but part of me when he did pass, as upsetting as it was, I was relieved. And I was relieved that every day I wasn't living my life wondering like, is this going to be his last day? And so that's why I think having a conversation with your pet who loves and adores you, and I know you don't want to lose, but having that conversation allows them to hopefully go on their own and hopefully go on their own terms. And if not, this is another thing I recommend, is you say, hey, give me the sign when you're ready. And you know what that looks like. You know, if Pumpkin looked at me with a look and stopped eating, and then I would have obviously knew. I would have been tortured, but I would have known, and I would have done the necessary things to have someone come to my house and do whatever they need to do for him to enter or do the rainbow bridge, whatever people call it. So just be mindful, talk to your animal, and just know that when it's the right time, it will happen. But allowing them to have the freedom to know it's okay by you really does make a big difference energetically, which I have found. And it's also nice and relieving for you to be able to allow them to feel the love that you have for them, to know that it's okay to go on.